You're watching UNICEF television. In the South African border town of Messina, a humanitarian crisis is unfolding. Historically the transit point for migrants seeking work in the country's larger cities, it has now become an entry point for many desperate people fleeing the economic and social collapse in neighbouring Zimbabwe. UNICEF's Executive Director, Anne Veneman, recently visited the area. She toured the town's showgrounds, the first stop for many who cross the border seeking asylum. With only 300 permits granted each day, the facility has become a makeshift camp for thousands of waiting people.
We've been looking at the issue of people coming in from Zimbabwe, waiting for their papers, looking for a better life, fleeing from a lack of homes, lack of food, cholera. We've had a chance to talk to many of the mothers who have children here about why they're coming here, and it's looking for a better life.
UNICEF, in partnership with Save the Children, has set up a safe space for mothers with young children. It provides them with food, toys, and a safe place for them to wait while their papers are processed by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Many, like Betty and her sister, both with young infants, saw no other option. They climbed under the electric fence that demarcates the border.
There is hunger. We can't support ourselves. That's why we're bringing our babies here. So there is no food, there is nothing. Money is problem, everything's problem. Work, everything. We can't find jobs.
More and more unaccompanied children are also crossing the border. Many are beaten, mugged, or abused by the violent gangs who prey on those who informally cross the border. Many are orphaned, hungry, and extremely vulnerable.
We're now getting a large number of unaccompanied Zimbabwean children coming in, unable to get asylum documents because they're children on their own, and therefore unable to move on. So they are congregating in and around Messina. Our estimation is there are at least 1,000 unaccompanied Zimbabwean children in this tiny little town, and there are more in the farming communities around here.
To cope with the numbers, church groups and NGOs have set up drop-in centres and shelters around town. At this shelter, 20 boys live together. They are some of the lucky ones who now have a place to stay and get 3 meals a day. As the humanitarian conditions in Zimbabwe look set to worsen, there is consensus that more and more people will seek refuge in South Africa. It will be critical that the work underway to protect children continues to be strengthened and opportunities for them to continue their education are put in place. This is Guy Hubbard reporting for UNICEF Television. Unite for Children.